They say faith can move mountains. But what should we put a faith in? This is the question that this story delicately poses. Lencho is a farmer, who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. Does Lencho's letter reach God? Does God send him the money? Think what your answers to these questions would be, and guess how the story continues.
The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height one could see the river, and the field of ripe corn, dotted with the flowers, that always promised a good harvest.
The only thing that the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower.
Throughout the morning Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast.
Now we're really going to get some water, woman.
Yes, God willing.
The older boys were working in the field, while the smaller ones were playing near the house. Until the women called them all.
Come for dinner.
It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body, and when he returned,
These errant raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5s.
With a satisfied expression he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers, draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly, a strong wind began to blow and along with the rain very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls.
It's really getting bad now. I hope it passes quickly.
But sadly it did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white, as if covered with salt.
Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn is totally destroyed. The flowers are gone from the plants. My soul is filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, I am standing in the middle of the field. A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. All our work, for nothing.
There's no one who can help us.
We'll all go hungry this year.
But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope. Help from God.
Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger.
That's what they say. No one dies of hunger.
All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields. But still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God.
God. If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again, and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm.
He wrote, to God, on the envelope, put the letter inside and, still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox.
One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God.
Never in my career as a postman, I had known this address.
The postmaster is a fat, amiable fellow.
What a faith. I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, we must answer the letter.
But when the postmaster opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees, he himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. It was not possible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He addressed the letter to Lencho, and with it was a letter, containing only a single word as a signature. God. The following Sunday Lencho came a bit earlier than usual, to ask if there was a letter for him.
Here is your letter, Mr. Lencho. What a satisfaction.
Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence. But
God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied me what I had requested. May I have a pen and paper, please?
You sure, take it.
God. Of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho.
so, now let me check. Are you ready for a test? I will ask some questions and whoever know the answer can raise the hand.
Oh yes. All the best, dear. Thank you and same to you.
So, the first question says, who was Lencho? What were his main problems?
Can I tell the answer, ma'am?
Yes, tell me, Samir.
Lencho was a hard-working farmer, who lived on the crest of a low hill. Due to the hailstorm, his crops were destroyed, so he needed money to sow his field again and support his family. These were the main problems of Lencho.
Very good. Next question. Why and how did the postmaster help Lencho? Yes, tell me, Lizzie.
The postmaster was determined to help Lencho. He did not want Lencho's faith in God to be shaken, so he asked his employees and friends to help Lencho. He also contributed a part of his salary for this act of charity.
Superb. Jessica, this question is for you.
Yes, Mom.
Do you think that Lencho was right to call the post office employees a bunch of crooks? Why or why not?
Lencho called the post office employees a bunch of crooks as he did not get full money that he had demanded. He could not believe that God had sent him any less money, so he doubted these people. But he was not right to call them a bunch of crooks.
So, if you like the video and want to watch more such videos, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our small channel. Also feel free to put your doubts, queries and suggestions in the comments section below. Now it's time to leave. See you in the upcoming videos. Stay tuned.